What is eco-anxiety and because that's a new term, and there are a lot of terms from which I've come across in the last few years, and I find it helpful to have these labels sometimes, but it's just also useful to understand what it really is.
So, okay, what is anxiety? Right? Anxiety is basically like worry on steroids.
Okay.
Right? So, see, worrying is we all worry. That
Right.
it is human to worry. But when you're worrying reaches a point where, you're constantly thinking about it, it is maybe preventing you from, being functional in other things. That's what you typically call anxiety.
Right.
Eco-anxiety, I think, is just basically that thing applied to the environment or climate change, right? So if you basically, imagine you start thinking, okay, there is now temperature that want to increase, there will be heat waves, I won't be able to, I can't do this, I can't do that. I don't know, what am I going to do, right? And imagine all kinds of doomsday scenarios. That there's a heat wave happening and we all die in heat wave. Or there are floods that are happening, or maybe there is a big drought and they're not able to get enough food because, and I'm just imagining, and I'm just constantly caught up in this. You're also feeling helpless because you're like, hey, because the problem feels so big. Then you're like, hey, what can I do about it? Right? Because then you start thinking that the problem is so big that if I don't use a straw, what difference is it going to make, right? Or say I don't take one flight, am I making the smallest dent in this thing, right? You start feeling very helpless, and then it's kind of like a vicious cycle that your thoughts have gotten you into. I think that's probably how I explain eco-anxiety.
And what can someone do if they are eco-anxious, and what can people around them do?
So one way is there is a bright side, right? Which is why, you spoke about my newsletter at the beginning. It's Sunny Climate, Stormy Climate. Right. Because while I think there's a lot that's stormy and there's a lot that is, that is scary, that is concerning, right? It's not all doom and gloom, I've not lost all hope. I'm an optimist. I think there are a lot of solutions, and if you act on them, and if you all act on them together, if we make the right choices, we can still address this, right? We can still do something about it. So one way maybe is to try and read some positive climate news if you're, reading it. Don't just read the negative, right? Also read the positive. If you are talking to somebody who is feeling that, share some examples, right? The other thing, by the way, is to start doing some of these things and to take action because I think it helps you come out of the helplessness and you can see the positive loop that, it brings about. Because I've also seen that, when you take some actions, somebody else is going to look at it and probably follow it.
Right.
Because, see, I'm an optimist at heart. I believe we're all good people. Right. And we want to do the right thing.
Right.
So, and I think that helps, right? When you see somebody else join you, it helps. So maybe that's what I'd say.